Welcome to a new episode of the Party Invite Show. We got your three regulars here. I'm your host, Tegan. I'm joined over here by Vilos.
I think so, yeah. That's me.
And the my friend. How do you hello, Sav. How's it going?
What have you heard? Friends?
Well, I've heard that there are announcements on the way, and rumor mill. It's exciting to be on the inside of the the secrets. So
I don't know. The last time we were inside of a mill, bad things happened to villagers.
That's right, man. That's right. Did you watch the Baldur's Gate stream this past weekend? Because man, we sure opened a mill and there was something going on in there. But no spoilers. I can't spoil for everybody what that was. But it was unexpected. Anyway,
I was actually talking about medieval game. Penitence. Nope. What's it called?
Pentiment.
There we go.
Just looking at screenshots for that game today. I've been going through, you know what? Okay, so let's start the show with our Bliss and Up segment, something that made us smile. I'll start off with, because you said that, Sav. Today I've been looking at screensavers and wallpapers that I've been collecting from the games we've played on and off stream lately. I was just looking at a few Pentiment ones today, and I don't know if we're ever going to finish that. Maybe there's a Friday night coming up, in the next handful of months where we get the whole gang back together and we all just kind of go nuts with that game with all the voice acting and stuff, but a little more low key. It's hard to stream with a ton of people in the room. Turns out production is hard once like 10 people are involved. Woo! But that was really good. The other part of my Bliss and Up that made me smile was this week I was poking around maps. You know how I do. I really like maps and cartography and traffic and weather and boring stuff like that. And I was looking at San Francisco because we were actually I was talking to Deadpool and Lord Chrome about seeing where things are shipped. When we get something shipped to us, where do they go? Because when I was in Kansas City, things came from a few different places. But here in Seattle, it's a lot different. So when I ordered my graphics card, it came from Los Angeles. And I remember looking at the traffic in there, and it was all red. It was all red all over the whole city. There wasn't anywhere where there wasn't terrible traffic. Oh, boy. But I went up the coast, and I started looking at some of the other big cities in California, wondering, where exactly they are. Because I don't really look at maps of California very closely. I discovered, this was news to me, that the Bay Area, look, Vilos get this grin all over, already on his face. He's like, you fool. I learned that the Bay Area is San Francisco. Already knew that. But I didn't know that 20 minutes across the bridge, across the bay, is Oakland. Oakland and San Francisco are like 20 minutes apart, just separated by a tiny bit of water. They look, if this was Seattle, it's like Seattle and Bellevue or Redmond, just like right across the lake. I just had no idea that those two big cities were right next to each other. So that's kind of funny. I feel like I've never in my life heard people mention that, and I'm 30-something years old. I'm still learning.
I mean, I never knew that either. I just learned that tonight. So, hey.
Yeah. So that was
of course,
fun.
I'm not really like poring over maps or anything like a lot, but that's one of the things that like comes up on those like TikToks and stuff where like Britain and all of Europe is like making fun of Americans because we don't know like our own topography and whatnot because they don't teach us anything in school. Mm-hmm. But like it's funny to see like all the different like maps of the U.S. according to like people who like live outside the U.S. or something like that, like those memes. Mm-hmm. Because that's what I really think the U.S. looks like because I don't know anything about it.
It's like one of those things. It's like the more familiar you are with something, the less likely you are to notice small changes, or the less likely you are to be able to point out very specific details because you take everything in as irrelevant information, or your brain, fills in the stuff you don't know, and you think you see what's there, but you don't. It's like when I lived in Kansas City, I didn't realize there was a cat cafe that I drove by almost every day. I had no idea it was there.
There's a cat cafe here?
There are several. Well, there are at least two. There were.
There's a few, but yeah, there's a really cool one in Liberty that I really want to go to.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I was just in Liberty on the way back from the airport,
And you didn't see the cat cafe?
No, I went to a Culver's.
Same.
Really? Hey, it was actually surprisingly good. I don't normally like Culver's. I don't get like all the hype that surrounds it, but that location was really good.
They use extra butter at that one, probably.
A pound of butter, y'all.
Pound of butter. Who's the Paula Dean? Pound of butter. Anyway, Vilos, is there anything that made you smile this week? I mean, I know we got some game stuff on the way. I know you're at least playing. You got what we've been playing today that I'm excited to hear about. But besides that,
I mean, that made me smile. But
Why does that sound ominous?
yeah,
That made me
because
smile.
that made me smile. No, there's good things happening, but it's just like plans, that are going on. So
Ooh,
I'm
wait. Okay, what's the tea?
oh,
not tea, unfortunately, but I'm potentially as little as 2 months away from moving
it's exciting.
to the place that I've been looking forward to. So
Literally
yeah, just
making
trying to work
moves.
that kind of stuff out. I mean, I'm legit 6 months away from being like really financially free, and it's one of those situations where it's like I don't like my job, but if I get to that point,
Yep.
I'll be in a place where I will have potentially more than just financial freedom. Like I'll have the opportunity to do bigger and better things and different things than I am doing now. So that's
Exciting.
about it.
I'm gonna make you smile here soon. I'm gonna get your address and I'm gonna send you some of that kombucha that Lizzie and I, my partner and I, used to order in Kansas City. I can't remember if I told you this or not, but the stuff that we'd ordered, you can find it in some stores, but she used to order it online, so it would just show up at her door. So I'm gonna send you a
That is pretty
box of
legit.
it. And if you don't like that stuff, then you just don't like kombucha, and that's okay. But the way you described kombucha the
And you're
last
an
time,
uncultured swine.
no, there's nothing wrong with not
I
liking kombucha. It's like when people don't
I
like
mean,
craft beer. Uh,
the third brand of kombucha that I got from Whole Foods was fine, but literally the first two, it's just like, do you like red wine vinegar? Here you go. That's like, no, I'm not gonna drink like 20 ounces of red wine vinegar. Like that's not how
Well,
this
we all
works.
can't be
Ugh.
classy.
Oh my god, stop! You want it?
oh
I
my
want to
gosh.
see that in our future extra life. It's Sav
Me trying like
proving
a bunch
that
of kombucha.
no, you just drinking red wine vinegar, and it's like, yeah, see how you like it.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
just like, yeah, this tastes great.
Yeah, which one is it?
It would be great.
Have
Yeah.
somebody mix up the bottles. Well, excellent.
Oh,
Listen,
Well,
I
I know.
actually like vinegar, so I don't know. I might like it.
maybe. Well, you know what? I got more. I got more to talk about that later, but maybe I'll save that for the game side of the segment. So, for those of you who've been around for a while, we normally do a podcast and then we do our game stream. That is true today, but we are only going to cover the what we've been playing segment today. We're going to save the party topic for next week. The plan is to cut down the time of the show a little bit, make it a little more digestible for you guys, and make it a little easier for us to plan for, because sometimes, as you guys know, we might be playing the same games for weeks at a time. I mean, that's what most of us are doing. So this way, we're hoping to spend a little more time focusing on like leading up to those, and then 2 weeks before our next what we've been playing gives us a chance to maybe pick something else up. There's so many games out, but even though I'm playing like 6 different games right now, maybe you don't want to hear about all of them every single week, I'm excited to talk about them, but whether you're interested, that's a different question, So today is what we've been playing first. Vilos, you are playing Sea of Stars, and I'd really like to hear about that. That game seems to have had a pretty rad
Yeah.
launch. Oh, you know what? Let's get rid of the elephant in the room. Starfield is out into the world, but none of us have our hands on it yet. So none of us have played it. We're gonna, don't worry, we'll report back to you. But of course, everybody's talking about that today, so I did wanna get that out. But Sea of Stars, unlike Starfield, Sea of Stars is on platforms besides PC and Xbox. Sea of Stars is on Switch. Is it on PlayStation?
On everything, bro.
Everything.
It
Wait,
is on everything. It's on Game Pass. It's on PS Plus. Literally, it's on everything. It's on Switch, and there's going to be a physical edition. There's going to be a physical edition for at least PlayStation and Switch, and the Switch one is coming next year for the US, but there's a Japanese version with really, really sweet art that is actually going to be released, I think, in October.
Nice.
So anybody that's looking for a physical Sea of Stars in the future, it's coming. Just do it. It's amazing. But yeah,
Is it going to be released for the Samsung smart fridges?
Probably.
listen, it almost could. I think it's
I
like
don't know. You said everything. I'm just making sure. I don't know
for
what
it
that
being
was about.
a retro game. I think it's 6 gigs on Game Pass, so it's surprisingly big. Um, but as you see here, I started this gameplay on the very first boss that you fight. Spoiler, not really.
See you,
This
spoilers.
is only like yeah, this is like 30 to 45 minutes into the game, something like that. And this video is actually extremely long, so we're not going to lose sight of it. As you can see here, though, it's jaw-droppingly gorgeous. The colors are out freaking standing. The combat here is really interesting. It's got a few different things that you've seen before. It's got the rhythm-based combat for certain things, certain types of magic.
It looked like you were like reflecting one of the spells back and
Mhm.
forth between you and the
Yeah,
boss.
Yeah, that
yeah,
was
there was
very like Ocarina of Time final boss.
yeah, and so these two have obviously physical attacks, and a physical attack will gain your MP, so your magic use.
Oh, I've
Um,
always loved that engine in games.
mhm. And then you saw rocks falling there, just like the rhythm part. Uh, there's rhythm based things on attacking and defending yourself. So if you hit the button right, then you can drastically reduce the amount of damage that you take on a hit, or vice versa with the attacks. There's a really cool thing with the accessibility in this game. It does make some things easier. There are relics that you find throughout the game, and I think you find the first 4 in the first hour or so of the game, and they do different things. So the very first one that you find actually gives you this cool star graphic that comes out of you if you time your button press right,
Nice.
and it's incredibly useful. It's the whole point is so you can learn the timing better, and it's been really useful so far. I've played 3 hours into the game so far, and there's not only that, but there's another relic that makes the game's difficulty easier in the way that it's the storytelling difficulty technically, and what it does is it automatically heals you when you're outside of battle.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
Awesome. The only thing it doesn't do, there might be another relic for it, but I haven't found it yet. Is it doesn't replenish your magic, so that's one little caveat there. But it's really cool that they give you those things right off the almost right off the bat. The story so far is pretty average, but I know it's building up to something cool. The as you can see here, I keep getting their names mixed up, but they'll come on screen here in a second. Valere and the little dude there, he got knocked down, so his HP is down, but there's stars that come up on screen, and the number of stars basically is your timer on when he can get back up. And there's certain conditions with your attacks and with the timing that sometimes there's a bonus you can get where one of your players gets knocked down and they can actually get right back up due to like the way that you performed your next attack.
you're never gonna keep them down.
Yeah, I could talk about this game forever, really. Already, just 3 hours into it.
Okay, whoa. Look, we only have 45 minutes left on this video.
Yeah. But so far, the first 3 hours have been great. It's been exactly what I wanted. There's really cool traversal in the game, which I say really cool, but it's just that it's this fully 2D world that has 3D elements as far as you're going up and down in these environments, and sometimes you're like, can I do that?
Mm-hmm.
And you actually can. Like the step over here on the right that you see, there's a little doorway in the top. You just press A to hop onto that next level, and you press A again to hop onto the higher level. And you'll see that here in a second on the video. And it's just like little things that are quality of life improvements across JRPGs as a whole over the past 30 years.
It seems a lot more interactive. Immediately, the rhythm-based stuff that I saw before is a great melding of mechanics
Mhm.
to make it, I think a lot of these games do really well on people's love of the systems that are presented to them. And since I don't have a lot of innate love for the systems in here, like that's not
Mhm.
for me, I'm trying to get, I want to like it, but it's not quite enough. Introducing something like that feels a little fresher and it's new to everybody, not just me, makes it feel like it would be easier for me to jump in and try to learn it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right now, like after watching that battle, it's giving very like Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga
Very
with the
much so.
rhythm, with the attack and the defense. And what was the first RPG to feature that? Was it Legend of the Seven Stars? I know it wasn't Paper Mario, but
I believe it was. Yeah.
I think that's the first game I remember playing that had that kind
Yep.
of mechanic where you can augment the damage received and given with rhythm.
Yeah.
And it's in Sea of Stars. It's presented, I think, easier than it's ever been presented in a JRPG before. Oh, and I'm about to go fishing. That's
Oh,
a
hell
very
yeah.
Well, it's not an ARPG without fishing.
Okay, is it a good fishing minigame? Is
yes.
it a
It's
decent one?
hard. It hurts. Like I really hurt my hand playing that last
Oh,
night.
it
But
literally
It
hurts.
hurts.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
wasn't expecting that.
Oh wait,
Uh,
is it because of your like carpal tunnel
I mean,
situation, or is it like actually?
only kind of because it's like really repetitive movement that you have to get some of these fish. I didn't realize that I was going to break the line that fast this time. I've gotten much better at the fishing minigame since. Um, but yeah, this just presents so many things in just the best way that we've seen in a while for me. I think uh, Live Alive is probably the best modern remake example uh, of bringing something old and making it new again. But here, like, you're not overwhelmed with numbers like you are in a lot of modern JRPGs. You know, fucking Starfield, we're going to be overwhelmed with numbers again, right?
Indeed.
Um,
It's a funny
but
thing I
here,
heard in a review today is that you can't
yeah,
look at the size of the container you're taking something from and moving into at the same time. You can only see the capacity of one of those things. And I'm just like, oh no. How am I gonna have a notepad that like has capacity written down? Oh god.
Oh
probably,
no,
Um.
probably.
you could
Anyway,
just use a spreadsheet.
Oh God,
I
no.
hate it. Anyway. Gotten off track here.
Yeah, but as you see in that quick little shopping that I did, it presents you with everything you need when you need it. Like so
Like
far, these
fish
first
when you're
three
going fishing.
hours,
They're like, here's a fish. You tried.
yes. Like in the first 3 hours, it presented me with a new shop vendor with one new armor and one new weapon for each character type. Each time I progressed through major plot points, and that's so good. That's so simple. It's such an easy way to present information and force you to do the necessary upgrades for that next boss fight without having to think about it. You know, this isn't Xenoblade level optimizing your party. Like right now, I have 3 party members, and that's that. I met a 4th person that will probably be a part of my party after the quest I'm on, but nonetheless, like it's not overly complicated, very simple. Basically, like 3 buttons that you ever have to press. It's phenomenal. I highly recommend it. Again, it's on Game Pass. It's on PS Plus. You can literally get it anywhere. They announced today that it's on GeForce Now. If you have the stupid subscription to GeForce Now, like
If you have that stupid
yeah,
subscription, you can play this great game.
By the way,
yeah,
hashtag Game Pass.
yeah,
I've seen a lot of
yeah.
people in the comments section of the Nintendo Switch ad that I clicked on that was like, "Hey, play a bunch of indie games," and one of them was Sea of Stars, and it just it was like a 20-second ad maybe, and people in the comments were like, "Bro, if I'm about to pay for a sub, you gotta do what Game Pass and PlayStation do, and you gotta give me games for free," and I was like, "Okay, well, I mean, I get it, but you know."
Isn't that exactly what like the virtual console does though?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, well, there were a
But
ton
I
of
didn't
people.
download it.
I was surprised by how many people echoed that person's sentiment. I was just like, okay, I mean, I get what you guys are saying, but this is exactly like that thing I was talking about a while back of how like Japanese developers, specifically Nintendo, are like, no, I hear what you're asking for, and that's not the game we make. So sorry, it's like, I see that this is what you want our subscription service to be, but
Yeah.
no thank you.
You say that you're surprised that they echoed that sentiment, but really, gamers being entitled is nothing new.
No, it's not. But I was
Unfortunately.
surprised that there were so many people that wanted this subscription to be, I don't know, just exactly like Game Pass. Like, Game Pass is great. Obviously, we talk about it a lot. We're about to play a game tonight that you can play on Game Pass, which isn't actually Starfield again, but there's lots of stuff and we love it. But yeah, I just thought it was funny that people were angry. They're like, "Yo, check out these games," and people are like, "I want them for free," and by free I mean that subscription I'm paying.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, and before we change to the next one, if you'll scroll to the last minute or two of the video, I want to see something because I don't remember exactly where it stopped. But if it stopped in the place that I think it might have,
You're in.
Okay.
Oh, this game is so pretty. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this sure is
Yeah.
really pretty.
I do want to point out that Valir, the main character with the blue hair there, has a similar name to one of my most prominent Miss Magiuses in Diamond and Pearl, which is Volaire. So I'm already invested.
Yeah, that character is extremely cute, and the as you can see here, this is the traversal I was talking about. Though it's just really cool. You're literally just pressing A to do the hops, but the only thing is that there's sometimes perspective skews that are a little funky. But it's something that we don't get a whole lot in JRPGs. Is this level of environmental detail? It's
like Ultra 2.5D, but not. Kind of like Golden Sun, I guess I would say.
Yeah, and the boss fight is very reminiscent of Golden Sun as well. I don't think I recorded this boss fight, but this upcoming one here is a very big character that
failure. Oh.
The boss here is a really cool 3D character, mostly 3D, that just brings a whole lot of extra dimension to the already layered visuals.
Oh, extra dimension.
It's that extra dimension that gets you.
Yeah. Hey, you said it, not me.
But all right. So that's Sea of Stars. Game seems cool. Game seems like it'll be around for a while. Because there aren't enough good things to play right now is the problem. Awesome. So you're playing that in Game Pass. It's on every system, like you said. The release has gone very well. They had a lot of downloads, and there's some other very positive news from it that I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, Sea of Stars. Go play it if you're like me and you like pixel art and are looking for somewhere to dip your toe in for a JRPG style game. Looks pretty cool. 25 to 30 hours, you say?
Yes, and I was about to type out the other news that you might have been thinking about was that they made an announcement on day one that they sold over 100,000 copies.
Yeah.
And that was like actually in the first 12 hours or something like that. So
that's pretty cool.
Is that across all platforms or just on whichever one you play?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was across all platforms, but it should have been the actual sales and not the downloads.
Okay.
If we actually knew the downloads, it would probably have been a sickening number.
I'm disgusted.
Disgusted.
Let's see. So, Saab, what have you been up to?
I've been playing some games. Surprise. So recently I've just jumped back into Pokemon Unite, which is a game that I have not played in forever. And, well, I shouldn't say that because I played at the start of Season 13, which is about to end in a couple of days, which is why I jumped back into it. Because there are some rewards that I would like to earn. And I gotta get there before, like, all the FOMO kicks in.
That's right.
So it's been a lot of fun. As you can see on the screen, I be matching with my Venusaur because we cute. You can't fight crime if you ain't cute.
That's
Wise
right.
words by Niecy Nash. There are a lot of UI and quality of life changes and stuff that have been implemented since the last time I played, one of which is the loading screen that you just saw if you're watching live. I personally love it because I get to see everyone's outfits without having to check their trainer cards, and I get to judge them, which is my favorite thing to do because nobody knows how to dress, and it's super easy.
Oh my god, the Gardevoir in the bonnet, though, that is super cute.
That's not even like her best skin, but it's so adorable. It's the one that I really want. It's like this royal princess looking sort of affair, and I can't get it because it was on a previous battle pass, and I'm so sad. But we'll see. They've re-released battle pass skins like before in like special missiony reward areas and stuff. So they might come around. There's also one for Venusaur that I'd really like to get. That's like super like exotic and I think like Moroccan inspired. It's pretty keen.
Nice.
But right now I'm playing on this new. It's not new, but it came out with Mew map called Thea Ruins, and the reason I wanted to jump back in is because right now they're having an event to where you can unlock Mewtwo. And
Is
this
he
Mewtwo,
strong? Is that a strong Pokemon?
well, you know, he's got a strong hatred for humans. In this game, though, he's like really overpowered because, of course, new champs in any MOBA are going to be overpowered. No matter which way you throw the dice, they're always going to be OP until people, complain about them, and then they like. I think it's just like the engine of release that MOBAs just go through. It's just like we're going to make everyone want to buy this hero by making them super strong, and then once everybody spent all their money,
Then
we're going to, bring
Yeah.
them in line with everyone else. So that's the case with Mewtwo as well. Of course, in Pokemon Unite, they usually have unique ways to earn whatever new hero is coming out for free. This one is through you go through the Unknown Dungeon, which is the original cave that you find Mewtwo in Cerulean City. So you go through like an Unknown Dungeon board game by rolling the die and advancing spaces and earning points depending on how well you do in the little board game. So I think that's really cool. But what's really neat is that this Mewtwo has the ability to Mega Evolve into Mega Mewtwo Y, I think is this one, because I think X is already out.
Oh gosh.
So
Mecha Mewtwo Y.
Mega, as in like Mega Evolution.
Oh, Mega.
Although there is a Mecha Mewtwo, there is. Well, not Mecha, but he's got like this like super sci-fi armor and stuff, which is really cool.
That's fun.
That one's not in the game yet, but I would not be surprised if that would be like a HoloWare skin that you can get for it down the line in the future.
Yeah, when's Mewtwo coming to Exoprimal? That's the crossover we need. I think. Actually, when's Charizard coming to Exoprimal?
No.
Not for Charizard, but I still would.
I know.
Why y'all gotta do this to me like this?
Well, rad. So, how's Unite life? Is the I'm pretty sure this was answered a long time ago, but I'm gonna ask it because I can't remember. Is the netcode for this game solid again? Is it back to good? I think I remember an issue when it first came out, but I am fuzzy on the details.
I really haven't had any issue with it personally. But I mean, if there were, well, I mean, I wasn't when the game first came out. But if there were any issues, then they're gone now, I guess. I haven't had any problems. And that's playing on Wi-Fi because I only have the one cord now with my Google Fiber because they don't have the like switch boxes or anything like that. They just give you like the one little hub. So I run my 100-foot Ethernet cable all the way from the living room to my office, and that's in my PC, so I can't plug it into my Switch. So everything that you're seeing right now is playing on Wi-Fi.
Great.
And as you can see, there are no hitches. I have pretty good ping throughout the whole match. So
nice. I've been watching a couple people I know play the League of Legends new mode, which of course this makes me think of because it's MOBA style. That I don't know what the mode in there is called, but everyone keeps referring to it with the very concise name of 2v2v2v2v2, which I think is
that new mode.
And that seems fun. Honestly, watching people play that does actually make me kind of want to play that game again because it has the fun stuff that I like about that game, but without the super long matches or the massive need for awareness of a huge map. Where it's just there's
that
so many
kind of reminds me of there's this game called Battle Right. If anyone remembers that, it came out on Steam, and it's basically just as that mode is, premised. It's like 2 teams of 2. They enter a ring, and they just duke it out, but MOBA style with all their skills and stuff. It requires like just positioning, and basically that's it, skill shotting and doing all your abilities. But that mode that you're talking about in League of Legends reminds me a lot of that game.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks cool. Maybe I'll give it a chance later on, but
they did just release a new champion too, League of Legends, and she's like a crazy psycho lady. I don't know what it is with video games releasing those kinds of people lately, but that was going to be my blissing up. Is that they released in Street Fighter 6 a character named Aki, and she is bonkers.
She cray. Yeah,
but you know what? I could fix her.
I watched the video you shared for it, and she looks spooky.
I'm so glad that they got the voice actress that knows Psycho characters so well, though. Faye Mata is the best.
Nice.
She's really high on your list of like, VA crushes, right?
Yes.
I mean,
very
she's fine, so I understand.
Well, she was not Pyra. She was Petra in Fire Emblem Three Houses, and that was definitely the reason.
Nice. Sure. Man, gotta love the good voice actors. Well, Sav, do you mind if I hop over to my game?
I guess.
Well, speaking of cool voice actors, I just want to take a moment to say that I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Odysseus, Cram, and Deadpool. I'm not going to talk about it a whole lot right now because there's not a ton I can say right now that isn't going to spoil something. That's just kind of the nature of the game right now. But what I will say is that game has some really good voice actors, and I'm excited for my next playthrough, either solo or with just like co-op, but with fewer than 4 people, because then I'll be able to put the companions that have all this cool story dialogue. I'll be able to put them in my party. Right now, I can kind of talk to them, but I can't take them with me on missions, which is where a lot of the development happens. But I'll be excited to hear more of the Lae'zel character, one of the people on the cover art of the game. I really like listening to her character speak, even though she's pretty intense. Actually, most of the characters are intense in one way or another. But yeah, the voice actors over there, I've just really been finding a lot of things that I've been liking recently, where I'm just like, man, can I, like, how do I hire you? How do I find more of your work? And there's a dilemma that in video games, a lot of the time, for me at least, it's a lot harder to find voice act crediting than I expect it to be. You know, um, there have been a lot of times where that happened in like a demo of a game, and that's understandable. There's not really a published list, a list of the cast anywhere for a demo yet. The game's not even out. But for games that are out, I'm just like, how? Come on, I want to specifically find who this person voices in a game. I don't just want to say, I just don't want to see additional voices or even a lack of a cast list at all. But anyway, that's Baldur's Gate. It's a lot of fun. I'm working on cutting some footage from our long 12-hour session. We binged a whole day of D&D, Baldur's Gate 3 this past weekend. So I think we're gonna play again this weekend. If you decide to watch that footage, I'd recommend just putting it on in the background. We're chilling. It's a different stream vibe certainly than our usual MO. Because we're just chilling. When you play for that long, I can't, like, the most exhausting part of streaming to me is being on camera. Once I take that out, easy. So it's a lot easier for me to relax. So we're going to be streaming again. It'll probably be a long stream, but if you do want to tune in for that, that'll be here on twitch.tv/partyinvite.Joe. What a good time. The final note on that is that Cram said at one point, he says, he goes, so we're about 20 hours in. We're like approaching the second act. It's unclear where the lines are between areas in that game. But Cram was like, you know what? We're about as far as I got in my solo game, but our campaigns are so different that we may as well be playing different games. And based on what I keep seeing in other people's footage, like if I watch stuff from the very beginning, so I don't spoil myself, the stuff that's happening to other people at the very beginning of the game is completely different than what I experienced. And it's just wild how much variety there's in this game. It's blowing my mind. That's Baldur's Gate. You know what else we've been playing? We've really picked up Project Zomboid again. We've just been going full steam on that lately, and I've really been enjoying it. So let me get this footage up here. We've been playing with our normal crew, which is me, Odysseus, Deadpool, and Hot Rod, all in our community. Anyone who would like to join us is welcome to pop into Discord. We've got lots of ways that you can find us playing this. We've got a designated area to discuss the game where we talk about the mods we want to install, like the skateboard mod that you're looking at right now. A lot of car mods, a lot of building and inventory management mods. This game has a wonderful mod community, and I'm really enjoying learning what everything has to offer, because if it's a system that somebody can think of, there's a mod made for it. It's a lot of fun. So we're playing with the four of us, and we've put a bunch of hours into it at this point, and we've decided that we want to go check out the city of Louisville. So Project Zomboid takes place in Kentucky. Um, you've got a handful of well-developed towns that are in the big map, but then there's a ton of empty space in between them. So what that means is, we usually just stay in the townships that you can spawn in, and we've had a great time doing that. But we've decided we want to check out Louisville. So Louisville is the biggest city in the game, and holy cowabunga, it is so very much bigger than the towns we've been in the whole time that I've played, which is like 150 hours of game or something. So I don't have footage of Louisville in here because, no kidding, when we went to Louisville for the first time, I was in danger for like 20 straight minutes where I couldn't even open up OBS to hit the record button, because if I did, I probably would have died. And it was fun to have the game be really tense like that again, because the survival elements of these games are my favorite. But when we spend a lot of time in a world building up a cool base and we have tons of resources, it's no longer very dangerous. So to have, wow, gosh, Deadpool with this tow truck,
It's not dangerous until you're just racing each other and crashing.
he's technically towing another vehicle right now, even though you can't see like they're not technically attached. They are, but plenty of footage of us, plenty of fun times watching everybody drive around. I spend almost all my time every time I play this game in our base, just rearranging and organizing and stuff. And I've decided to embrace it because I love doing it. But I've embraced it where now I've been looking up videos on really nice base building designs, and I'm gonna SimCity 2 or unpacking the heck out of this game. Now I've got stuff laid out on tables. I'm gonna make sure I want like curtains that match the color of the bed. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be a 5-star hotel that we're gonna be living in. What you were seeing there is our firehouse base, full of cars, and a huge parking lot full of cars too. We have so many cars, guys. Please take them. We can't even sell them. Here you've got Hot Rod doing some farming. We're far enough in our save file that we can actually, like we're in September now, and every month has 28 days, but you can only spawn like during the summer or like early fall. So we just got into September, and it immediately started raining, like really hard, harder than I've ever seen. And we saw a bunch of fog and stuff, which you'll see here in a minute. I think it's in this video. But it's fun. We've wanted to survive till winter the whole time that we've played this game, and we've never seen winter before, because you just have to play until enough time passes in game to reach that season. You can't, like I said, you can't spawn. You can't start your day. I mean, sorry, you can't, without mods, you cannot start your server in winter. Because also that would probably be really hard. Just like Don't Starve. But it's been so much fun, still seeing lots of new content. We're still finding new ways to play. We're still finding ways to continue to crash our cars into the same things, no matter how many times we drive on the road. Don't worry, we've got a few of those at the end of the video, so you'll see them. But I'm loving it, guys. Like, this game, I love that we're just as excited about it now as we were when we, in the several times that we've picked it up and binged it for a while and then set it down again for like months at a time.
I'm still surprised that zombies can ever be a problem for you guys. Still, though, like that's one thing that I think is really funny about it.
Well, they haven't been for so long. So that's part of why we wanted to go make a new base in Louisville. Because the challenge is so high. And to give you an idea of what happened, so I told you I was in danger. I rarely leave the base. So when I finally did leave the base, I realized I didn't have an especially good vehicle for cross-country trekking. But who cares? Because I'm a park ranger, and my van had a cool tree decal on it. So, I'm role-playing it. You gotta, I made my bed, I gotta sleep in it. So I drove and drove, and I hit a couple things. Maybe I hit a couple zombies. Because they're in the road, and hitting the zombies, you think you would want to hit the zombies, but actually it destroys your car so badly that you definitely don't want to hit zombies. Well, I hit too many, and my headlights broke about the time that the sun started going down. So
Oh,
things
fun.
it got pretty desperate pretty quickly. So Deadpool and Odysseus both came from Louisville, where they had been hanging out, and they tried to meet me on the road. And they're just hordes of zombies everywhere. And they come and get me, and we made it pretty far. Well, then the fog shows up, and I mean, I'm talking when there's thick fog in this game, you can't see anything, and so it's dark. I don't have headlights. It's foggy, and we end up running through this intersection that's just full of busted cars, like I've never seen before. Like 20 cars are just laid, left abandoned at the entrance to the city. And I crashed into one. I wasn't even going very fast. I was trying to be careful, but it was like a maze, and my engine died. And now it's nighttime. I really don't have fighting gear. It was full blown panic. So Deadpool and I ran into a house nearby. We defended the zombies for a while until Odysseus got there. Deadpool, Mr. Mechanic over there, was able to repair the engine so I could still bring all my stuff to the new base. But oh my gosh, y'all, it was so thrilling and exciting, because we were like taking a new risk and stuff. So huge fun, tons of fun. And now I'm staying in our new base again because it's scary out there, guys. Deadpool played on his own. Like usually we get at least 3 of us online before we play. Oh, here you go. Watch Deadpool's driving here. There's what am I saying? There's yeah, usually we get 3 or more of us online, but the other day Deadpool played by himself for like 20 minutes and immediately died. Here we go. Watch this. Just driving through town, 80 miles an hour, high driving skill. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Both players there going 80 miles an hour, head on collision. Look, they're both. They're like, hey, are you okay? Are you? And this is, if you could hear the audio, this is where Hot Rod said, "Oh man, I forgot to install an airbag in this thing."
Oh no.
Oops. So just good stuff. Anyway, we're looking for players. No experience required. I know a lot of people in our community have played Zomboid with us before. We've the most we've had is like 8 or 9 players at a time. So we'll probably reach out to them again since the game is so fresh, since the city is so massive. The city is many times bigger than the biggest city that we'd been in before. Big fun. So I'll let this video play out, and we'll see. Oh, here we go. That's the same turn near our base that everybody hits. And watch, Deadpool comes in, skirt, right behind him. I love it. Oh, yeah, we're gonna keep playing this again. We tried to get Chrome in there last night, and he was like, "Man, I've got all this stuff to play right now. I don't have time to play Zomboid." Well, the good news is we will keep playing this for a long time. Man, Hot Rod just couldn't avoid that same
What
place.
is this turn? Is this like the new
He
freaking
refuses.
Kansas City Bridge? Like,
He absolutely refuses to drive it correctly, though.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
the whole point. Like, he knows it's coming,
Hey,
and he could slow down in theory.
to be
You know?
fair,
his name is
Mhm.
Hot Rod.
yeah, his name's all right.
Yeah.
In all fairness, it is really hard to drive with mouse and keyboard when like W is move forward, but it's whichever way you're facing. It doesn't matter what your orientation is.
Oh, it's like you suck at trucking.
Yeah, it is like that. So it is really easy to completely bork up your parking job. Like I have a supercut I'm working on of all the times that one of us like is moving and just smashes into a corner, or sometimes when you're in a busy area, things won't spawn. They won't appear to you until you've started moving towards them. So there have been times where I just like start my car and I start backing up, and then a car spawns like a foot from my back bumper and I smash into it. Gosh, it's but makes for lots of good laughs. So Project Zomboid, come play with us. It's a lot of fun. Survival simulation game that looks like it came out in 2001. It's fun stuff. Otherwise, Darkest Dungeon, Dave the Diver, you know what it is. Playing all that other stuff. Thought about loading up Spelunky. Might do that again here this weekend. Thinking about it.
Oh, we could have played that when we had those game problems earlier. But I'm really looking forward to the game that we're playing tonight.
Me too.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Me too. And Spelunky is no longer on Game Pass, so unless you bought it again on a platform, I'm pretty sure it's crossplay. Actually, I'm positive of that. Yeah, unless you own it somewhere else, you'd have to buy it again. Otherwise, I would have suggested it. I know Vilos really wants to play that. He's been working on his Spelunky skills off screen, and he's been saying off stream, he's like, Tegan, please, please ask me to play Spelunky again. It's the
It
only thing I
says
want to play.
Those are
play,
words that I will never say
Oh,
in my
sorry.
life.
but it also says buy. So I don't know.
Well, if it says play, then you should have it because stuff on Game Pass usually says both. But Spelunky definitely left Game Pass, like a month or two ago because we
Cool.
streamed.
I guess I have it then.
Well, dope. Okay, well then I'll keep that in my back pocket. I would love to play that game some more. And if I do play this weekend, I will hit you up because I got somebody asking. So that is what I've been playing. That's more or less the most of it. Yeah, Baldur's Gate. I'm excited to talk about that in the future. But next week, next week Starfield will be available to me on PC Game Pass. But now that I'm thinking about it, since I didn't think the game would be out, I didn't think Starfield would be available to anyone until tonight, not last night. I wonder if the same thing will happen next week because the start time is in New Zealand apparently, so that works in our favor. That's why it's Wednesday night for us.
Interesting.
Yeah,
It's I think it's 10 p.m. Central on the 6th.
on the 6th,
When it officially unlocks on Game Pass.
which is Wednesday night.
But
Oh man,
if you did the premium upgrade, then you can do it faster.
yeah. If you pay the extra dollars, you can play it early if that's your thing.
Hey, $35 isn't bad.
No, it's not bad.
Not at all.
And reviews for the game seem good. 7 out of 10 and up. Some places have given it a 10 out of 10, which seems crazy to me. Still need to go read those to see what that even means.
My favorite thing about this game is that they gave me a lot of money. 10 out of 10.
I mean, it's one of the hypest games we've had in a long time. So, I mean, I can see people being really happy about it. But, everybody reviews stuff for different reasons. I will say, in having a conversation with some friends earlier today, I do appreciate that more of the reviews I'm seeing are basically, yeah, this game has problems, but I love it. Or, they're like 7 out of 10 because the main story seems forgettable, but everything else is amazing. I absolutely love it. 7 out of 10. And I'm here for reviews like that are like, if this is your thing, then it's absolute, you're going to love it. But if this is, if the main story being amazing is something you're counting on, you're going to want to miss this one, But I have appreciated the reviews so far, and I do appreciate prioritizing how much fun you're having over how polished the game is or checking certain boxes, to like games need to be accessible and stuff, but sometimes sometimes reviewers are they go down the path of this game's not made for literally everyone, so it's not that good of a game. Which is something I've
7
seen.
out of 10, too much water.
Too much water too wet.
We know the too much water one way too well.
Man.
But I mean,
no one was the worst region, so it definitely got that dunk. So
that's true. I did think it's definitely something that we could talk about on a future party topic. But it is
we
funny
could talk
to
about it
see.
next week. There are going to be a lot of reviews. I actually plan on reading a bunch of reviews this weekend. I read 3 of them today. One from IGN, NPR, and Eurogamer. Shout out to Microsoft Edge for being able to read articles to me because I was able to listen to that entire article today while I was in the kitchen.
That's actually really cool.
I love it. I really love it because now I
was going to say that's a lot of reading. I'll just wait for the movie to come out.
Yeah. Well, the which one was it? I think it was the IGN one. Was pretty long. It was pretty extensive.
That was 7 out of 10.
Yeah. But it was a good review. Like I'm glad I listened to the whole thing. It gave great explanations for everything. That's the best one I've read so far, or the most comprehensive, I should say. The NPR review is also good. But yeah, I'm going to be reading a bunch of those this weekend because I would like to see how people are perceiving, how differently people perceive and write about a game that has such a massive, such a high profile, because this is a moment in gaming. I mean, this year is a great year to be gaming, and the Starfield release and Baldur's Gate release and all these other things. It's just a really exciting time to have a lot on our plate. and we're not even into my favorite season of the year. We're just starting to get into fall season, which is spooky season,
Yeah.
comfy clothes
Spooky.
season. Just a great time of year. So man,
And pumpkin spice season.
That's right.
Oktoberfest
Chris.
season, baby.
Yeah, baby.
I love that Chris loves pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Am I remembering that properly? I think I
I
am.
think so. I like pumpkin spice stuff. Just, you know, it's like Christmas carols. I certainly like them for a certain amount of time. I can handle them for an entire month, and I won't complain. In fact, I'm gonna play my Christmas carol trap music, and I'm gonna love it. But as soon as like Christmas and New Year are past, I'm moving on. You know, I don't know if I'll say the same about.
PSLs in moderation. You know,
I barely know what moderation is. Maybe this is the one time in my life that I'm able to moderate myself. I'm like, okay, Tegan, take care of yourself. Fewer Christmas carols this year for my health. Okay, so that's what we've been playing. That was Sea of Stars. It was Pokemon Unite and mostly Project Zomboid. So that's gonna be it for this week's podcast. Really, like I said, we've got Zomboid. We want people to play. We'll have a Baldur's Gate stream this weekend. We'll have regularly scheduled Monday stream next weekend. Sorry, next Monday as well. And then we'll be back for the podcast. And I mean, we'll talk about this off stream, but it would be a fun time to do that topic we just mentioned and kind of take a look at the reviews. But
yeah,
all
what
in
if we
time.
read reviews on stream? Wait, can we do that? Is that allowed? Is that legal?
That's a good question.
mostly, yeah, mostly. I've got some ideas though, for sure.
Cool.
Okay, interesting.
Excellent. Okay, well, then that's going to be a wrap. We'll move on to our games, so stick around, everybody else. But I've been your host, Tegan, and I've been joined by our regulars of Vilos and Sovereign Sid.
Woo!
Yay!
Woohoo!